Hello guys, it's Verzichten here. Today I have very interesting clips. Please enjoy and I'll see you on the next video.
So I know I went to Hell's Kitchen. Okay, not just once, guys. I went to Hell's Kitchen twice this weekend. Yeah, and not only did I go to Hell's Kitchen, yeah, I bought a t-shirt from Hell's Kitchen to prove that I went to Hell's Kitchen. I've never seen Hell's Kitchen, but I bought a shirt. I got merch. Yep, that's Gordon Ramsay. I went there. I had their lobster risotto. I had, what else did I eat? Oh, so good. The scallops, amazing. Oh, the sticky pudding. Oh my gosh, it's so good. No, I can't remember. I thought, let me think. Okay, well, I know that I went to dinner because here's the thing. I was looking for people to gamble with, okay? Because Yvonne doesn't gamble. So I was like, hey, where are my degenerates at, okay? Well, Timmy was messaging in the group, Gamba, and I was like, Gamba? But then we never actually made like concrete plans to Gamba. So I messaged him. I was like, do you want a Gamba? And he's like, yeah, after dinner. So I went over to their hotel and I didn't realize how long their dinner would be. So I was like, well, I'll just sit down while I wait for Timmy. So I sat down alone at a blackjack table. And there's nothing really, like, you feel, when you sit down alone at a Gamba table, like it's a Gamba, it feels really degenerate. Like it doesn't, like, at least it's a social thing when you're with your friends, when you all sit down together. But when you sit down alone and you're like, it just, but in my mind, I was waiting for Timmy. But Timmy had like said he would be 30 minutes. And I realized like in that 30 minutes, I'd have to go to my dinner. I don't remember what I did, but I know I had to leave by the time he got there, right? So I am gambling. And I not only am gambling, I'm losing. I'm like, okay, so I start losing. I'm gambling like the minimum, but you know, every time you start losing, you start like, well, I started like doubling down, or like I lose $100 and I had 200, and then I was like, well, 400. And then even the dealer was talking to me and she's just like, hey, like, like you're just losing a lot, like you should switch tables. And I'm like, no, like I'm gonna, like I can't keep losing. I had people, I could feel their presence, like just watching me this, and you know, so I started tilt betting. Well, here's the thing, I only brought the money that I made from the poker tournament, the one on Alex Botez's stream. I only brought that money to this trip. So, well, I brought 5.6K to this trip because I made $6,000 that day. Like she gave me like $5,000. I brought all of it. And I was like, this is my trip. I'm going to play with this money. So, but why did I have $0 at one point? I don't understand. Oh, no. I got it. So I lost $3,000 in 30 minutes. It hurt. It just went poof. Like the money just went, it was gone. It was just like, I just lost it all. I don't know. And then every time I tried to like chase my losses, the dealer got blackjack every time. She got 3 blackjacks in a row. And I just, when she took my chips, I just went, where's my money? And she's like, and I was like, I take it back. I was kidding. She's like, she did not feel bad at me, bad for me at all. She was telling me to leave. I was just, anyway, so I just get up. She took all my chips. I was like, okay. So then I left. I was very sad. I was walking through the casino alone. It wasn't as bad though. Like I remember one time I was down like 2K. It was a couple years ago. And I sat there with a gambling pamphlet. It was like, I was really, really sad. I remember me and Edison, we had this pamphlet. And it was like all the signs that you are addicted. And I was going through each of them and I was like, I think I have a problem. And he's like, you don't have a problem. It's okay. And I was like, I'm sad. I want to, like, I'm chasing my losses. I'm doing this. And I was sitting on the floor of the casino, just like, really, really sad, just with the pamphlet. And then Danny like walks in. And he's like, hey guys, I'm gonna go gamble. And I was like, don't do it, Danny. Don't do it. And he's like, what? Hell, I'm going in. I was like, don't do it. I lost everything. That was years ago. This is okay. And so, no, it was like I had agreed that if I lost this money for this trip that I would be like okay with it because I got the money. Like I'm justifying it, right? Like I got it from the poker streamer. I didn't pull out any money. This was just cash I had, so I was bringing it. Anyway, so I lost it, and like the worst part about it all is that like I can't play with my friends. And Buddha the entire weekend was like, "When are we gonna gamble? Like we have to gamble. You said you'd get yesterday. You said tomorrow." And then I'd see him the next day. He's like, are we gambling? I was like, I don't have money. I'm like, and the worst part of it all is like I had money, but it was in like chips from the Palms, right? And they're at a different hotel, so I'm like, I'm holding money, right? But I can't actually play with it. So, anyways, that was the first day. So nothing crazy. Day 1 of EDC comes around. It's the first day. Okay, what happened? Okay, my memory. Day 1 of EDC. We wake up. Okay. We go to EDC. No, that can't be right. We must have eaten something. My memory. Okay, let me think about this. So we wake up. We go to bed. We wake up. Okay. I know that the buses are picking up at like 5:30 p.m. Buses. Okay, so oh, by the way, Lena is like godsend. Shout out to Lena because she organized everything for the entire trip. She's incredible. She just, yeah. So Sykkuno got lost. Oh yeah. Sykkuno, did he say? Yeah, Sykkuno got lost on the first day. He got completely lost he was with a completely random group. Like just he got like kind of adopted by a random group. I don't know exactly. I remember being at Porter Robinson dancing thinking, where is Sykkuno? Yeah, no, at the end of the night, we all found it. Okay, here's the thing about EDC, okay? It's a massive festival, 100,000 people, dark, like, it is really hard. First of all, I'm walking, I have no idea how people even recognize some of us because we are in the dark. I mean, there's lights and stuff, but, like, I'm not looking at people's faces, but people, like, come up and be like, huh? So they caught close to 500,000 people this year. That's insane. That's actually crazy. I used to kind of like be more of a leader when it came to like EDC, but I realized that stresses me out like crazy. So I've just taken the approach of small groups. So when I go into EDC, I actually try and lose my group. I know it's kind of messed up in like I can't keep 30 people together. I don't even try to. I look at the meetup times and I'm like, if I want to meet up with everyone, I'll go to these meetup times. I refuse to try and keep 30 people together. On the very last day, there's a set Tritonal. It was like one of my favorite like DJs, right? It's like they were under a tent like called Quantum Valley, and I was very insistent on going. And so a bunch of our group was like, yeah, well, there's San Holo at the same time. But a lot of them, how about we'll go check out Tritonal and then we'll go to San Holo. So we all start going and then we just get stopped. Like there's like the tent and then there's like a crowd and then there's like behind the crowd. And we just got stopped and you couldn't even hear anything. And half the group's like, well, I guess we can't make it in. And I was like, no, you guys are giving up. And they're like, yeah, I mean, we can't get in. And I was like, I'm going to go in by myself. If we guys aren't going in, I will literally go in by myself. Like, imagine trying to grab 30 people and there's just, we're linking arms and everyone's like, all right. And then you just get stuck behind a bunch of people and they're all just stopped. And you can't push through with 30 people. It doesn't make sense. So that set, we had about 30 of us. 23 people broke off and then 7 of us were like, I'm staying. And I was so happy. Skara was one of those people. I was really happy about it. But we all went in and we once you got past the back of the crowd, there was like a bunch of space. It was like you find little pockets, and we're standing at Tritonal. Set is incredible. A lot of like drum and bass at the beginning, and not as much as what I was used to, but I was still like, the lights were incredible. I'll show you a picture. And then, okay, hold on. I have a picture of it. Where is it? Look how beautiful this is. I don't know if this is gonna like be too bright for you guys. Hold. Okay. Here. Look how pretty this is. Okay, I'm just standing there, and this is underneath the underneath the tent, and like it's just, look at all the people, and it's just like a beautiful light show. It's I mean it was just gorgeous, right? And sorry, this music is so chill that I'm about to fall asleep. Okay. It was just gorgeous. Like, okay, and then the lights start going like white, and like I'm like, wow, right? And then I see this guy on the ground, and he's like just like sitting there, and I thought he was looking for something. So I get down on the ground, and I was like, hey, are you okay? Is everything good? And he's like, yeah, no, I have epilepsy. And I was like, you have epilepsy and you came to EDC? Like, he's like, it's minor, but this is like way too much for me. And I was like, yeah, like these light shows are literally trying to give you a seizure. Like, it's actually crazy. But he's just like sitting, he's like, I'll be fine. I was like, you sure? Like, but this, I was particularly like looking at the lights, and I'm like, dude, this is insane. Like, just like, I'm like my vision, yeah. But he's like, no, it's minor. And I was like, okay, well, let me know if you need anything. And then he was just, sitting there. But anyways, one thing about EDC is that you'll always see some people just like sitting down on the ground, and it's really nice. Everyone just makes space for them, or no one is, it feels like everyone is very like quick to help each other, which is really nice. Anytime someone's like looking for something, you just see like everyone's like drop down and like, hey, what are you looking for? Like, my contact. Good luck, dude. Yeah, like, it's tiny and clear. I dropped it. You're like, well, we're not gonna find your contact. And if we do, it's like on the ground, but people will still try and help for that stuff. It's not like you're gonna put it back in anyway. Like, you lost your contact. So and people just sit down in the middle of a set and will just be there, and you kind of just don't worry about the grass. Okay, anyways, day one, freezing cold. Okay, that was one thing that it was just kind of rough. The whole thing was cold and windy. And so I'm not gonna lie, like the first day was just kind of like whatever. Madion was great, but like because of the winds and because of how cold it was, and no one had really accounted for it, we were just like huddled together. The merch lines were like 5 hours long. It was just really, really cold, and and there was no fireworks, and the wind, the sound was like muffled. So one of my favorite like DJs is Eric Prydz, and I was there, and I really couldn't hear much, and I was just kind of like, I was just sad because I was looking forward to a set so much, and like, it just made me sad. They shut down the main stage, and it was really, yeah. So the first day was just kind of chaotic. It was very cold.